Knockout Legends in the building. Like, comment, and subscribe. So today we're going to talk about the press conference leading up to the fight for tomorrow for the main event between Spence vs Crawford. So I'm going to play quite like a highlight reel of the clips of the press conference, and I'm going to get back into it after, but there's actually quite a lot to note and unpack in it, and it's actually pretty funny as well, down to the crowd, down to the back and forth between both camps and both fighters as well. So with no further ado,
we're here now, y'all. Ain't nothing else to say. He can't hide no more. It's time to take care of business. Work time. Work time. Work time. Also, I want to give a shout out to Red Spikes. He's another assistant trainer. Where you at, Red? I see you. You and Sal. Where Bernie the boxer at? Yes, sir. It's time to go to work, y'all. You can't either. You can't either. You can't do shit. You can't do shit in the ring with him either.
Got it.
I promise you that.
Okay. All right. Let me bring here to the podium now. Before I do that, let me acknowledge from the Spence camp, I saw him, father of Errol Spence Jr. There he is, Errol Spence Sr. Good to see you. Coming to the podium now, 2022 Boxing Writers, 2022 Ring Magazine Trainer of the Year, Mr. Derrick James.
Well, I'm going to piggyback off what he said. There's no more talking, and there's nothing else they can say. And I just want to say, my chant is, it's time to eat. It's time to eat. And the reason why I say it's time to eat, because he hadn't missed a meal. It's time to eat. It's time to eat. It's time to twirl. It's time to make it happen. I'm tired of talking. Yeah. Hey, listen, hold your voice. Hold your voice. Hold your voice. Hold your voice, because y'all gonna get it. You can't talk, you can't fight, none of that. It's time to go. Showtime.
Get him, bud. I said get him. That chip in his shoulder.
What's up, everybody? First and foremost, I'd like to thank God for blessing me with the opportunity to be here amongst each and every one of y'all. I'd like to bless everybody that has something to do with putting this event together. Y'all already know what time it is now. I'm ready. He ready. We're gonna have a fish fry come Saturday.
I heard you. You heard it.
But listen though. My family, Errol family, man, you gotta calm down, brother. Cause listen, man, things can get real sticky real quick, and then everybody would say, this is what we do every time we come out. This is what we do when we come out. Social media, my ass. Bro, listen, just like you talking, just like you doing all that talking, bro, it can turn deadly real quick, but on both sides. So why not support, listen, why not support your fighter? Support your fighter. You ain't got nothing wrong with that. Support your fighter. Y'all support your fighter. Let's come together, make this event a success, instead of everybody saying every time we get together, you know what I mean, it's always shooting and violence. That's what I want. Y'all can say whatever y'all want, but I'm probably older than you and been through way more than you. So, you know what I mean, I'm more mature. But, you know what I mean, I wish Errol and his people's the best. You know what I mean? What? Oh, shit. Hey, everybody know Team Crawford. Y'all know I get active. Let's go. Done.
Coming to the podium, this man, just like Terrence Bud Crawford, carries a big punch as well. They say the truth hurts. 78% knockout percentage. 6 of his last 7 opponents were former world champions. 3 of them, he took away their straps, thus dubbed it strap season. He's the unified WBC, IBF, WBA, welterweight champion of the world. He goes by the name, The Truth. Big Fish, man down, the biggest, put him in the dirt. Grave digger, belt snatcher, Mr. Errol Spence Jr.
Y'all know what time it is, strap season, truth time. First of all, I'd like to thank my mother and father, because without them, I wouldn't be here. They blessed me with the resiliency to get through a lot of stuff in life. I'd like to thank everybody coming out here and supporting. Make sure y'all order Fight on Showtime pay-per-view. I guarantee you I'm gonna put on a great show and a great performance. Make sure you bring your season for Saturday night, because we're gonna have a crawfish boil. We're gonna boil his ass. And bring the hot sauce too. Bring the hot sauce too. You already know Bo-Man got the season too. He gonna be right there with us after the fight.
You're the champion. You're going for another. Can you give us some insight on what it takes to win fights like this, of this magnitude, especially with so much on the line?
Well, it just takes a lot of fortitude, a lot of discipline, and a lot of focus. I think that I know for sure Errol has that, no different than Jamel or whatever. But tonight or tomorrow or Saturday night is this time. I mean, we waited. We made this happen. We took every belt. He just had to hold his title and fight nondescript opposition. We beat champions to get here. Listen. Why everybody got something to say? Everybody talking. You're not a fighter. You a fighter? Hey man, listen, man. Okay. What else? Yeah. Don't worry about it.
Brian,
hold it down. Don't worry about that.
You know, the interesting thing is, you've already produced an undisputed champ. Now you've had the opportunity to kind of make history and do it, be the first male to do it in another weight division. You're going up against, obviously, a phenomenal fighter, and then also a trainer of the year. But if you're victorious on Saturday, what does that say about Brian Bomac McIntyre as a trainer?
Says he got 3 other people helping him.
It's funny, y'all, because, come on, y'all, be quiet. It's funny, y'all, because ain't no more hiding. You can't hide no more, Derek. We're gonna find out who the best man is. I respect you for what you have done in the game, but you ain't never went up against me or my staff.
That's the only thing been hiding.
So you remember something.
Tell me what I got.
We've been here before.
So
you trying to get there.
No.
All right?
Wait.
I can tell you how it is to be undisputed. You can't tell me shit. Sit back and watch this. Sit back and watch this. I promise you something.
Hey, man, listen, man. They got to make a new weight for you, super heavyweight. What the fuck you talking about? We know
all that shit you talking don't mean nothing.
It don't mean nothing.
I can bump my guns at you, you can bump your guns at me, but at the end of the day, them 2 brothers got to get in the ring.
That's right.
All right, then, so shut the fuck up.
Yes, ma'am.
This is going to be one heck of a fight.
Yes, ma'am, I will.
Now, let's get to the fighter.
Look, mama.
You know, EJ, no matter where I go, no matter where you guys go, they ask the same question. Who is going to win this fight? So I'll just ask you, Errol Spence Jr., can you tell everybody why Errol Spence will win Saturday night?
You asking bogus questions. I'm going to win because I'm the better fighter. I'm a better fighter. Physically, mentally, it doesn't matter. I'm more durable than him. Like I said, I'm going to break him down, and I'm going to break his will.
Bud Crawford, same question. Will you tell boxing public why Terrence Bud Crawford will win Saturday night?
everything about Terrence Crawford is better than Errol Spence Jr. When you look at everything that I do in the ring, is better than Errol Spence Jr. So, you know what I mean, come fight night, I'll be proving each and every one of the doubters wrong once again that Terrence Crawford is the best fighter in the world today. And that's just what it is. Not taking, you know, any credit away from Errol. He's a great fighter. He's good at what he do. But when you compare him to Terrence Crawford, there's no comparison. I'm just a better fighter.
Errol, you told me even as an amateur, you had one goal, you had one dream, and that is to make history and be the first undisputed welterweight champion of the world, especially in this era. Floyd, Manny, neither one of those great fighters never accomplished it. You accomplished that and get a victory Saturday. What does this say about Errol Spence Jr.?
Well, I don't remember telling you that because my goal was to get some money, especially when I was in the amateurs. But me winning this, I mean, it means a lot. It definitely means a lot. It means that I am one of the greatest welterweights that ever lace up a pair of gloves.
Bud, we've already mentioned it. You win this fight. You join Clarissa Shields as the only fighters to become undisputed in 2 different weight divisions. You be the first male. You're victorious Saturday. What does that say about Terrence Bud Crawford?
Like I said before, this is the Terrence Bud Crawford era. You know, when you look at the body of work that I've done in each weight class that I've been in, you can't deny that this is my era. I never had a close fight. I never had a fight where people thought I lost. I never had a fight where I didn't look spectacular in. So, you know, given the body of work, and that's against every person that they put in front of me. So given the body of work and how long I've been doing it for, yeah, this is the Terrence Crawford era since Floyd Mayweather retired and him and Andre Ward.
What my coach teach, and that's why he is a trainer year, because what he teach, you know, he don't have fighters with just talented. He teach fundamentals, he teach sound basics, and that's what he's gonna find out, that I do have great defense, I do have great offense, I do have great stamina, have all the above, I just don't have talent.
Bud, same question. What's Errol Spence Jr. going to find out about Bud Crawford when he steps in the ring finally on Saturday night?
The same thing that everybody else find out. They're gonna come in there and say, damn, I kind of underestimated this guy. On TV, he looks one way, but in the ring, I saw 3 of them. So, you know, it's all good. You know, he got the fundamentals, he got, you know, the durability, he got the stamina, he got the size, he's strong, he's the big bad wolf, you know. So come fight night, we're gonna find out, you know, all that he say he is. He's gonna have to show me.
Bud, this will be your 8th fighter at welterweight. 7 of them have been stopped. Will Errol Spence Jr. get stopped on Saturday night?
I always tell everybody, I don't go in there looking for the knockout. I go looking for the win. But if he get out of line, he's gonna be the next one down.
I've been getting out of line my whole life, so shit, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Shit, I'm about to take my belt off then.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
I'm gonna do it.
Errol?
You don't need more than the belt. I don't know what you're talking about. I ain't one of your kids.
I'm
You
gonna
don't
treat
need
you
more than the belt. I ain't one of your kids.
treat you like one.
Yeah, all right, we gonna see.
All right, we definitely gonna see.
We definitely gonna see.
Errol, same question to you. One of your monikers is man down.
Don't blink, you might miss out on the magic. We the real McCoy, these other players plastic. Turn the lights up, bring me out of action. The time is now. Welcome to the main event. This is where it all begins. Welcome to the main event. one in the end. Only one crown, only one can win. There was only one in the end. There was only one crown, only one can win. This is where it all begins.
So the first thing to note is the back and forth between the two trainers, which is absolutely hilarious. Derek James is supposed to be a Buddhist. He doesn't come across as someone that's forgiving and that's calm. So comes across as a bit bitter and a bit salty. I think there's a bit of tension between two men in the sense that one feels that he hasn't got his kudos and has to prove himself over and over again with his fighter, and the other one feels like he's the best and his resume speaks for itself with Derek James. But the body language and the actions of both trainers show a difference in the respective camps as well. It seems a bit desperate from Spence's team with Derek James, in the sense that throwing insults, making jokes about people's weight and stuff, and trying to just throw any kind of psychological edge to get shade for his fighter and to look strong in the eyes of the public in the press conference. But he got schooled when Bomac just said, you know, we've been here before, you're trying to get here. Basically, experience, time, it trumps whatever accolade you've already got. So, and he told him to basically sit down and shut up. And he basically had to concede, and he did that, which is funny because you're supposed to be the trainer of the year. Why are you even getting into a back and forth with another trainer when both the fighters, it's the fighters that are fighting, the trainers are not fighting? So it's become a bit personal and spilled out over more than just the fighters. But anyway, the next segment, I should say, is when Bud started talking, and people in, I think it's Spence's team, had something to say, and it's got us too personal in the sense that I get it, both camps have got vested interest and got people that are interested in the fight on both sides, but let the fighters do the fighting, you know, do your talking after, and don't talk to the fighters because you're not fighting the guy, so let that go. Like he said, you know, there's always something where when certain people get together on both sides, you know, it can just become basically a bad situation, which is kind of true. So to be fair, you have to take your hat off and commend Crawford for stating that, because why can't both the fighters just say what they got to say to each other and then fight? I get it, everyone's passionate, everyone's dedicated to their team and they want the team to win, but it's boxing at the end of the day, and in some respects it's real life, but you're creating a scenario where these two professional fighters have to go up against each other. So let's keep it professional. Like, let's keep it to the ring. Let's keep it to where it's supposed to be, because that's where it's supposed to be, in the ring. Anything else outside that, you're not getting paid for that, so you let that go. It's like fresh air, it don't matter. People have got opinions, people talk, you know. If they didn't, I wouldn't be doing this. So, you know, it's the truth. So, but come fight night, you're going to see who's who. And then anyway, what Errol had to say was actually funny as well. I like the little quip where he's going to boil the crawfish. So the little back and forth with the fish fry and the crawfish statements is pretty hilarious. But for me, body language, confidence, speaking tone and what they're saying, and did it believe what they're saying in conviction, I think Crawford and his team come off more confident in this fight, to the point where it's like a pot that's bubbling over, where you can see if you don't release the pressure and let it out, it's going to spill out somewhere else. And it's spilling out with Bomac, it's spilling out with Crawford, you can see. And I think a lot of the other people and Spence's team can sense that. That's why they're so defensive and so combative, but like snipey with that. And obviously the respective camps, the people that are supporting them, they can sense that as well, because there's a quiet confidence about Crawford, what comes across, that like, I've done this before, it's like going for a walk in the park, you know, you just do it because it's every day. It becomes second nature, like driving. When you've been driving for years, you just get in your car and you drive, you don't think about it, you just do it. So it's going to be an interesting fight, you know, psychologically and mentally and vocally from what I saw of the actual footage and the back and forth of the press conference. I could say Crawford has the edge. The only time I see Crawford's mask slip was with the hecklers in the crowd and the supporters of Spence's team. I don't know if that's a member of Spence's family, but the person that had a lot to say kept talking, and I think he's just trying to wind up Crawford to the point where he does something stupid, or just to get him into that mindset where he does stuff reckless. I don't know, but Crawford's, even though he's got that in him, it's a switch. I think he switches it on and off. So I think he's just a naturally fiery person that's combative and confrontational anyway, because you saw that with the Derek James thing, and it comes across like he's the instigator or the trouble causer. But for me, it always seems like, because he's always had a lot to prove with people and people never give him his dues, he's always ready when the situation arises to address it, in the sense that if it's now, it's now. So forget the talking. If we're doing this, we do it now, kind of thing. So he's one of them. There is no preamble, there is no lead up, there is no ceremony to whatever's going to happen. It just happens there and then. You know, he's the kind of guy that if you're talking and you're arguing, he'll just bang you. He won't even get any further than the talking, you know. I think that's the type of person he is. So, you know, yeah, it's street and it's ghetto or whatever you want to call it, but that's, I think, how he survived being who he is, and it's transcended into his fighting, you know. But you have to control that and obviously unleash it when it needs unleashing, and that's what he does in the ring. That's why a lot of people say instinctively he's probably the best instinctive fighter you've ever seen. He's so fluid at what he does. He just knows instinctively what to do when the time comes in the fight, and I think that's just what he's learned and obviously what he's picked up over the time. And then another thing that was good to note was the comparison of like Spence and what he said about himself and what he said about Crawford. He said he has all the skills, so he's got the stamina, he's got the size, he's got the strength, he's got the durability, he's got good defense, and that's what his coaches give him, but he doesn't have the talent. But surely if you have all those attributes, that also comes under the umbrella of talent, because to do all them things, surely you must be talented. But he gives the talent card to Crawford like he's just naturally talented at doing all that anyway, and he's not, which he's basically saying he's had to learn, which I get to some degree, because obviously if you start boxing you learn stuff, but wouldn't that be the same about Crawford? Even though you fight and you're harnessing your natural abilities, at some point you're going to be in a rigid structure of how to implement certain fighting abilities and tactics and attributes that you have under the umbrella of skill and learning. So you'll have to learn the basics anyway and apply what you have to what you already learn, because that's what most boxers do anyway. They have a natural ability and then they learn more based off whatever the natural ability is, and then they learn the basics and then they incorporate it into the way they fight. You see it with war fighters. Everyone has a natural style of the way they fight, and then whatever basics to learn off whatever coach to fight under, that becomes their style, incorporated into the natural way they actually fight, whichever way it is: scrappy, messy, technical, upright, robotic, whatever you want to call it. That's how they fight. So, you know, I kind of get what he means, but it's like you giving a backhanded compliment, but you bigging yourself up. But all the attributes you have, I think basically because you have more and he only has one, that's probably why you're better. That's the drift of what I'm getting from what he was saying. But if that's the case, then if talent, what Crawford has is just talent, then that means surely he is like, I don't know, a genius. And if he's a genius, then all that skill doesn't matter then. If that's what you're saying, you've kind of like negated what you've said about yourself. You kind of downplayed who you are. So you shouldn't give any compliment, to be honest. If you're going to give a compliment, you might well have just said that he's a great fighter and that's it. You know, not even mention the talent, because you've just acknowledged that he's better than you at talent. So if he's better than you at talent, then you're acknowledging because of his accolades, he's technically in a way a better fighter. That's what I'm getting from it anyway. But other things I noted as well were the way Spence will jump on people even when they're just asking questions. And I don't know if it's true what I think it's Brian Custer. No, I don't think his name's Brian Custer. I'm not sure what his name is, but the announcer was mentioning about the amateurs, and he wanted to be undisputed. He jumped on him and said, no, I just wanted to get paid, you know. Don't get me wrong, if I get it, I get it kind of thing. If I get undisputed, I get it, you know. So from he was going to be undisputed to now he's not sure, to if it comes, it comes. The confidence has dropped from the very first press conference to now. You can see it. He's more sedate in the way he talks and the way he is. So it's a bit of a downfall from where he was. You know, I'm not saying he's not fired up for the fight, but I get the impression that he's going to fall high from grace if he doesn't win. So there's a lot of pressure on Spence. I can see it. I don't think the same with Bud, because everyone expects the small guy to lose. So in the sense, even if he does lose, I don't think it's going to affect him in that way, because he would have the rematch, and then we probably would have a better fight in the rematch than we have now, because he'd have more to prove. So either way, it's a win-win-win for the fans, because regardless, whoever wins, it's going to be a great night of boxing. And if we have a rematch, that's going to be a great fight as well, regardless. So I don't think it's a lose-lose for fans. It's a win-win for the fans. Maybe it's more of a lose-lose for the fighters, but I don't know. But anyway, what do you think of the press conference? Who do you think won the war of words, and who do you think has got the psychological edge? And coming into the fight, when you saw the face-off at the end, do you think Spence is confident? Do you think Crawford is confident? Do you think Spence is going to win? Do you think Crawford's going to win? So hit the notification bell for more content like this, and like, comment and subscribe. And that is another one from Knockout Legends. Peace.